the sound check this morning did work. All right. At this time, if you would please rise and remain standing for the presentation of colors, immediately followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem.
If you will please remove your caps for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the exit of the colors. You may be seated. I'd like to say good morning to you all and welcome to our Veterans Day program. My name is Jason Trusty and I'm the principal here at Macks Creek High School. I'd also like to introduce Superintendent Dr. Josh Phillips, 123rd District, Missouri House of Representative Susie Pollock, and our keynote speaker for today, Captain Jared Howell. We are honored to host the program in honor of all veterans who have served this great country and recognize the veterans who are able to join us today. As I look around and see so many veterans in attendance, it makes me proud to be an American. It reminds me how lucky I am to live in a country that provides many freedoms that are afforded to us because of your service. So let me humbly and gratefully say thank you. Thank you for your service and sacrifice for everyone here today. In November of 1919, President Wilson proclaimed November 11th as the first commemoration of Armistice Day with the following words: "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nations." In 1945, after the return of veterans from both World War II and the Korean War, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed a bill rededicating November 11th as Veterans Day and encouraged Americans to commit themselves to the cause of peace and to honor America's veterans for their courage, honor, patriotism, and sacrifice. The military men and women who serve and protect the U.S. come from all walks of life. They are parents, grandparents, children, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and are an important part of our community and the many communities around the country. Those men and women were ordinary people until they heard the call of duty and answered it. They left their families, their homes, and their lives, not for recognition or fame or even the honor we bestow on them today. They fought to protect our country and to maintain our way of life. Today, we pay tribute to all the men and women who served this country both in wartime and peace. I have family members that have served. My grandfather served in the Marine Corps for 30 years. He was proud of his service, and he definitely wasn't bashful about it. When we'd go out and he saw a service member, he would always tell them, "Thank you for your service." A phrase that I echo today to all veterans: thank you again for your service. My cousin and my uncle have also served in the military, and they will also tell you how proud it was for them to serve in that capacity. My Opa, or my dad's stepdad, was also in the Army. Both his and my grandfather's flag are now in my parents' living room, reminders that your service is not about me, but about the men and women that sit here before us today. Today's program is just a small token of our appreciation for you and your service. Again, thank you for your service. At this time, the high school choir and the choir on fire will present America the Beautiful. Thank you, Cole. Thank you, choir. At this time, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker for today. Captain Jared W. Howell is from Olney, Maryland, and is a graduate from West Point in the class of 2015. Upon graduation, Captain Howell attended the Engineer Basic Officer Leader course at Fort Leonard Wood. His first assignment was to the 9th Brigade Engineer Battalion, 2nd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, 3rd Infantry Division in Fort Stewart, Georgia. While assigned to 9 BEB, he served as an AS3 in the battalion S3 shop, participated in the United Nations Mission, Southern Accord 2016 in Salima, Malawi, a task force engineer for 315 INBN, and a sapper platoon leader for 2nd Platoon, Alpha Company. Captain Howell then returned to Fort Leonard Wood in the summer of 2018 to serve as an executive officer for Alpha Company, 31st Engineer Battalion. Upon completion of the Engineer Captain's Career Course and Professional Development Program, Captain Howell served as the S4 Officer in Charge for the 35th Engineer Battalion. Captain Howell is currently the company commander of Bravo Company, 169th Engineer Battalion out of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. B-169's mission statement is to train soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and allied service members as technical, electrical, geospatial, and diver engineers in preparation for multi-domain operations, and develop competent leaders and soldiers of character while maintaining family and cadre readiness. Captain Howell's civilian education includes a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from West Point and a master's degree in engineering management from Missouri University of Science and Technology. Military education includes graduation from Engineer Basic Officer Course, Basic Airborne Course, Combatives Level 1, and the Engineer Captain's Career Course. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Captain Jared Howell.
Good morning. As you heard, I am Captain Jared Howell. I have the honor of commanding Bravo Company 169 Engineer Battalion out of Fort Leonard Wood. It is a U.S. Army training company that trains divers, electricians, technical and geospatial engineers for the U.S. Army. I truly love my profession, and I invite each of you, students, staff, veterans, and community members, to come to Fort Leonard Wood and see how we transform citizens into skilled professional soldiers. I want to thank Macks Creek School District, and especially Principal Trustee. Thank you for caring enough about our veterans, all Americans, who have answered the call to serve to hold this assembly. I also want to thank all of you in attendance today. Your presence promises that our veterans are not and will not be forgotten. So, a little bit more about me. I had the pleasure of growing up as an Army brat. Both of my parents were in. My father was a logistics officer, and my mom was a nurse corps officer. So my older sister and I moved around a ton. We lived in Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Louisiana, and Maryland. My parents' service to this country was highly influential growing up, and a big reason for why I decided to join the Army myself. I witnessed firsthand the programs and differences the military can make to those at home, and its ability to bring out the best possible version of its service members and have an impact on the world. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to live up to my full potential and influence the world for the better. So that's it about me. Now to you. I know that you may see yourselves as school-age students, but I see your potential. I see the roles that you may play in our nation's future. So there's no other group that I would rather be with to honor our past and current veterans who were at one point just like you, trying to find their way, become their best possible selves. Do any of you have a family member or a friend who is serving or has ever served in the military? You can just go ahead and raise your hands. Excellent. Make sure you thank them for their service, and we appreciate you for serving with and supporting your loved ones. At this time, I also ask that if you have actually served in the military yourself, our veterans, can you please stand if you are able, or raise your hand? Thank you. Because of each of you, because of your service and leadership, and because of the sacrifices of your teammates, some of whom did not return, our nation remains free, and from the bottom of my heart, Thank you. If you have not heard it before, the history of Veterans Day traces back to the year 1919 and Armistice Day, which acknowledged the end of World War I 1 year after it was over, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Then after, in World War II, the holiday was widened to include recent veterans who returned to parades, prosperity, and festive celebrations of America's success. And in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower officially changed the name to Veterans Day to celebrate all veterans from all walks of life who defended our nation. Although Armistice Day was acknowledged the termination of the First World War, which was called the War to End All Wars, there have been many conflicts since. The Cold War, Korea, Vietnam, Grenada, the Gulf War, the War on Terrorism, overseas contingency operations, and a host of smaller engagements. Throughout these conflicts, soldiers of all occupations contributed to mission success. Medics, lawyers, communication specialists, cooks, nurses, and even engineers, military police, and chemical specialists, like those who are trained at Fort Leonard Wood. For nearly 50 years, young Americans just like you have volunteered to enlist and go to basic training, or join the officer corps, serving in about 150 different occupations and bravely answering the call to serve our country. But I want to back it up for a second. Do you know what the purpose of America's Army is? How many of you think it is to fight and win wars? You can go ahead and just raise your hand. I got one. All right. How many of you think it is to deter our adversaries and preserve peace? I got a few more. Well, you're both right. The Army has many missions besides combat and conflict. Your Army assists in humanitarian efforts, such as to support Ebola and COVID. Your Army, including the National Guard, assists in disaster relief in the homeland, including response to tornadoes, ice storms, and hurricanes. Your Army also develops and supports critical infrastructure and resources such as lands, reservoirs, and dams. And you know something else? There's probably no other institution in our nation or our world that provides equal opportunities for success than the United States military. Now, I need each of you to trust me here and cooperate with me for a second. Can you do that? All right. So, I want you to close your eyes. And yes, I'm serious. Close your eyes and clear your minds. And don't go to that next class. So, close your eyes and clear your minds and visualize something for me. I want you to imagine a student in your school. Someone who is a solid student, but not necessarily straight A's. Maybe some B's or a C. Someone who is an athlete or in extracurricular activities or clubs, who likes to compete and be on a team. This person may not have the very most friends or be the most popular, but they can get along with just about anyone. And this person hasn't necessarily chosen their path. They maybe haven't blossomed into who they are yet, but they could, with the right leadership and mentorship. So, do you have that person in mind? Do you have that picture? Okay, now open your eyes. That student was me. I was one of those who answered, and I'm glad I did. The military has given me everything I could have ever asked for. The Army taught me to always remain agile and be adaptable to the ever-changing landscape and situation. The Army has provided me with a college education and opportunities to meet people from around the world and continued my schooling to prepare me to lead people and command my unit. And it has been incredibly rewarding. In addition, those of us who have worn the uniform share a common bond, leaving behind our own pursuits to serve something greater than ourselves, to protect and defend America, Americans, and our rights. When young people like you volunteer to serve, they're volunteering for so much more than war or combat. They're volunteering to protect the Constitution and to protect individual rights of every person, regardless of race, religion, or background. All right, so now I'm going to try something else that I do with my trainees all the time. I'm going to ask you a riddle. And it goes a little something like this. What is it when given one, you'll either have two or none? Now say it again. What is it when given one, you'll either have two or none? Do I have any takers? What do you got?
Military is the best.
I like your motivation, but no. The answer is a choice. Now I know some of y'all are still pretty young, graduating into adulthood or still a little ways off. But trust me, it will be here before you know it. And something really important that I want you to take away from this, and if you take anything away from this, it is this message, is that the little decisions you make now have a huge impact on your future. We all make little choices throughout our day, and each choice leads to an action. And our actions lead to habits, and our habits determine our way of life. So all those little choices you make throughout the day add up to who you are and what you represent. So it is key, especially now, that everyone establishes a solid foundation for themselves, rooted in the values of respect, honor, discipline, integrity, and courage. Values similar to that of the Army values. I promise doing so will not lead you astray and will set you up for success in your future endeavors. You probably cannot understand how much the veterans and active military appreciate your support for us. Please know that when you thank us, it means a lot. When you face the flag and put your hand over your heart, you're supporting more than just the military and veterans who have served at home and abroad. You're supporting the United States Constitution, which guarantees individual rights. Veterans, and I'm thinking those who have served with me and before me, have earned your appreciation and have earned their place in society. From the skies over Europe to the islands in the Pacific, to the jungles of Southeast Asia and the sands of the Middle East. American soldiers, Marines, sailors, airmen, and Coast Guardsmen have preserved your rights, our rights, so that all of us can enjoy freedoms to live as we choose to live, to pursue the things we choose to pursue. Service members and veterans, such as these amazing individuals here with us today, represent the very best our nation has to offer. Recognizing someone as a veteran recognizes their service in the military, so tell them thank you and ask their story. It may feel awkward at first, but we don't mind. I know those of you who are leaders and service-minded will go out of your way to try and do this, and thank you. And trust me, you will feel good about it. They will feel more connected to the communities that they serve. They will not forget or take your support for granted. I know each of you will choose to serve our society in many ways. Many of you are serving in clubs and organizations available to you in school. Some are in outside service organizations or are involved in churches. And you will continue to use your propensity to serve as you move forward. into full-time work, trade schools, or colleges. Each of you will find which path is best for you. And along the way, some of you will choose to serve your country by joining the U.S. Armed Forces. And someday, years down the road, you may find yourself back here at this very school or in a similar situation, reminding the next generation of the tradition of service in this country. In whatever path you choose, I wish you great success, and I am forever grateful for your support. May God bless each of you, Macks Creek High School, our veterans, and our great nation. Thank you. Army Strong.
Thank you again, Captain Howell. At this time, we would like to recognize the veterans that are here with us today. Each veteran will receive a certificate and a pin in honor of their service to this great country. Veterans, after your name is read, please come as able to receive your certificate from State Representative Pollock. And then after we are finished, if you would stick around just briefly whenever we get to the closing, we would like to take a group photo of all our veterans that are here with us today. Captain Jared Howell, United States Army, May 2015 to current. Staff Sergeant Christian Weber, United States Army, January 2011 to present day. Sergeant First Class Christian Humphrey, United States Army, 2004 to present day. Sergeant First Class Joseph Lucier, United States Army, 2008 to present day. Staff Sergeant Ryan Amalfitano, United States Army, 2015 to present day. Sergeant First Class Mark Williams, United States Army, 2007 to present day. Sergeant E5 Ralph Zorel, United States Army, June 1964 to May 1967. AMH2 Paul Sorrell, United States Navy, June 1968 to July 1972. Sergeant Kenneth Christopher, United States Marine Corps, 1966 to 1970. Petty Officer Third Class Lynn Woodall, United States Navy, 1968 to 1971. GMG3 Jerry Addington, United States Navy, 1977 to 1981. Master Sergeant John J. Bates, United States Air Force, September 1962 to October 1982. Airman First Class Amber McDonald, United States Air Force, November 2009 to January 2013. E4 Mike Kingston, United States Army, October 1982 to November 1989. E5 Dwayne Howard, United States Navy, February 1962 to May 1966. Specialist 4, Robert L. Idson, United States Army, 1970 to 1972. Private First Class Bobby E. Willis, or Pete, United States Army, 1956 and 1957. Sergeant Jeffrey Thompson, United States Army and United States Marine Corps, 1998 to 2012. Specialist Jessica Thompson, United States Army, 2009 to 2013. Staff Sergeant Mike Klopp, United States Marine Corps, 1972 to 1978. Specialist 4, Billy Creech, United States Army, November 1966 to October 1968. E4, James Willie, United States Marines, 1968 to 1971. Master Sergeant Andy Helms, United States Marine Corps, 1984 to 2005.